You
I
know,
love it.
sometimes you go to jiu-jitsu and you roll with somebody who's got an old gi.
Yeah.
That thing stays in your nose the rest of the day. It's like smelling a dead fucking body sometimes. I got that smell of gi. I went, talked to some guy. He smelled like it. I went to the fucking tire store. He smelled like it. I'm
Did he
like,
choke you or something? Like, how did it get that deep into your nose?
because I was choking him. I was close to him and I smelled it.
Fuck.
Oh,
How
now it's all over me. I took 2 showers and shit.
how often do you get new gis? Like, cause
I
like yours
washed.
must.
Listen,
Yeah,
I fucking wash mine, and I got anti stuff you put on it. So first
like
off, when
fungal.
yeah, like when I sweat in those things, I take them off. I come home. They don't even go upstairs. I dump my pants, the knee pads, and the gi and the everything downstairs. And then I take a shower and I come down, and then I wash the gi and I put softener, a little bit of bleach, fucking washing whatever you throw in there to wash it with the pellet. And then I put another compartment for an anti like fucking deodorant that you put on your gi, and it's fucking brand new.
Have you ever rolled with somebody who like clearly has like a stink, like they didn't wash it, or maybe they did a class before your class? Like, what is that
Well,
like?
that's why I stay away from all early classes. Like if you join any group class and they go, well, you got to be at 8. Well, get ready to smell bad breath and fucking, because people go in there right off the bed. They don't brush their teeth. So you're trying to choke them and they're breathing on you and shit. So any exercise program you consider, if it's a 7, 6, 8 a.m., bring fucking Listerine to put in your nose. Because some people fucking like just wake up in the mornings and go straight there. When you sweat, let's say you go play basketball, right, at 7:30 at night. You
Right.
get home at 8. You take a shower. You ever notice sometimes that when you wake up or a couple hours later, something's not right, like your body smells, because your body releases shit after you take that shower. It's like I'll take a shower sometimes at 8, I'll take a shower at 1, and at 4, I got to take a shower. Like, I'm like, why am I greasy? It's that after fucking sweat that comes on your system.
And it never, it always, I thought I was crazy. Cause you ever like, like you're trying to like you getting ready for a show or something, like, God, my balls stink. And then you take a shower and then they still smell. Like, I thought I was crazy.
Oh, I have like the uncleanable asshole. I can wash it, lemon it, fucking, and then I stick a finger in it, it still smells like fucking Newark.
It sounds like a comic book like villain, the uncleanable asshole.
Oh no, it's like the unwashed. Everybody's asshole is unwashed. You could wash it, scrub it, you sniff it, it's still got that afterburner smell to it. Like you're like, what did I do? I'm trying to. That's why I had the loofah to clean the edges to, all the like when you fart, you have that residue that goes to the end and shit.
I forgot you had an ass loofah, and didn't you have something else? You had like a loofah, and then you also had something on a stick.
Yeah, but my fucking everything. I do everything. Listen, man, I hate that feeling of taking a shower at 7 and then taking a shower at like 1 and then having to go do something at 6 and going, I'm going to jump in the shower and the water hits you. It slides off you. It's like, I'm greasy as fuck. My face is greasy. Whoa, I just took a shower 5 hours ago. So, yeah, I get greasy. I don't know why. I get like oily. My skin, the water beads on it. Like I fucking got carnauba wax on it or some shit.
I was gonna say you sound like an animal. Like don't ducks have like grease glands or something? I've never heard of being greasy like that.
Listen, I'm not a greasy person. Like the
No,
Cubans.
I never would have thought. You're always clean. You take like 3 showers. Is that why you take 3 showers a day?
No, I take 2 showers. Listen, I like to shower. Like, you know what I like about going on the road?
What's that?
The best thing ever was going in a shower that has nothing to do with you. Because you don't fuck. You go in there, turn that hot water on, and you don't get out till the fucking icicles are coming out. Till they're banging downstairs. Like, there's no hot water. I love hotel, like Vegas, anything like that, because they give you a big shower and you could sit in there. I'll get fucking stoned and go in there, and I'll tell you the best joke writing I'll do is in the shower. I'll giggle in the shower because I'm rested. I wish. Remember, we had this conversation where somebody sent me about 6 years ago. Somebody from the church actually sent me papers and a pen that you could write with in the shower. So if you ever remember that, do you remember that? I love the shower. That's where all the You wake up in the morning, you drink your cup of coffee, you fucking meditate, you write a little bit. You go on the computer, fucking Biden's got the age of a 22-year-old. You see all this bullshit up at 8 in the morning. And as you go into the shower, you kind of like drag it with you. Not stupid, but just like what's going on today. I got to go here. I got to go there. Once you hit the shower, everything goes away in the morning. Once I close that door in the shower, dog, let me tell you something. Everything goes away. I start thanking the God for giving me another day. I'm appreciative for this. I'm appreciative for the shower. How many fucking people get to take a shower in the morning?
All over the whole world? Not many, when you think about it.
They ain't taking no showers in Hamas. They ain't got no hot showers there. Yeah.
Definitely not.
They got no hot showers in a lot of fucking places. So you got to be grateful for that fucking shower. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, how great am I? I'm washing my pussy, the stink from the sleep apnea mask, whatever the fuck I got on me in the morning, And you slow your day down, which is what you always want to do. You want to slow you control the pace of your day. You ever leave your house, you're in a rush, and you fucking don't have your keys because you didn't control your day.
Right.
Stop and take a minute. I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Who gives a fuck? Call them.
Right.
Call
them.
But
like set up your day.
But to walk out like discombobulated, that's the beginning of your day. If the beginning of your day sucks, how's the rest of the day going to be?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
You leave the house all discombobulated, right? You're on the turnpike. If you go on the Jersey Turnpike, I don't have to tell you the parkway, you're going to hit a nail. Like you did. Right? Like you did.
An Amish nail. God damn it.
I was talking to my buddy today. He hit a fucking nail while we were on the phone.
Dude, and on the turnpike?
Yeah. The Jersey Turnpike, I think somebody sprinkles fucking nails on there.
I was just going to say that because I don't know if you knew this, but like if you get a flat, if you have anything happen to your car on the turnpike, you can't call anyone to help you. You have to call the state. And the state sends someone out. I have like a wheel and tire protection thing that I never would have got, but it covers it, thank God.
From Volkswagen?
I got a Hyundai.
Hyundai covers it. They come, they change a tire,
right,
they get water. They
would have done everything, and they called me, and they were like, "We can't come out there. You need to call like the New Jersey State Dispatch." And they sent, and the guy. I forgot about this. The driver tried to screw me on the price.
This Jersey Jack. You got to pay attention.
The dispatcher told me it was going to be like 85, and then when he's like, "All right," so I called and he said it'll be 85. In like 20 minutes, the driver called me. He's like, "So it'll be like $100," and I was like, "Hold on." The guy said it's 85, and when the guy got there, he's like, "Well, I was factoring in tax." I was like, you were just trying to get $15 for yourself.
No, this is New Jersey. It never ends. It never fucking ends. That's why I avoid the turnpike. It's so weird how for years I started my day wrong. And I used to fucking be mad. Like, why do I leave the house angry in the morning? Mm-hmm. You haven't even gone into the day yet. You leave the house angry, you are going to stab somebody by 4:30, at the train stop and then I don't know. It just, I for a while, like, I was in not prison, but what's that shit? Like, when I worked in Snowman, well, even in prison, you see people in the morning, how they rush.
Oh yeah.
When you have a family, like a family of 6 and you got one bathroom, I seen those families go at it because you got to get in there, By the time you leave, you're fucking wiped out. You've been arguing with your family all morning. You've been pushing motherfuckers and taking a shower with cold water and your socks are missing. So by the time you get out there, you're a fucking animal.
Oh, yeah. And I think even more like for people who are like single or younger people, like they set their alarm usually until like the very last second. Like when I was working in LA and I had to drive down to West LA every morning, I would set it until like the last second I had of sleep, I wouldn't eat breakfast. I would jump in the shower and leave.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's
And
when
like,
you're young and stupid. You set it to fucking, you got to be at work at 9. It takes 20 minutes. You get up at 8:30 like you fucking own the place.
right.
You put the monkey spit on your hair and you shoot the work. I get it. I was there, you know. And as you get older, like, it's so funny how you work for work first.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start working for a career. And you tighten up your shit. You try to get professional. You try to get on time, you know. It's such a fucking hard life, like how you evolve, you know, how you started. Like, I don't give a fuck when I get there. Fuck that dude, you know.
Right.
I'll get to 11. I don't give a fuck. I already got my hours for the week. I'm going down the shore on Friday, you know.
They're lucky I'm coming.
Yeah, they're lucky I'm coming. But then as you get older, you get more responsible and you start waking up a little earlier. Hey, listen, man, till I met you, a little before I met you, I left the house. Like, I had an 8 o'clock flight in LAX. 8 o'clock flight. It takes off at 8. And I would leave the house at 7 with a straight face.
Did you ever even make it?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, did you make it once? That's impressive.
Now you got to get on the phone and call the comedy club and tell them you're not coming in at 1 and you're coming in at 11:30. You know, I would do that every fucking time. Every time. Then 9/11 came and they started getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Oh,
And one day I said, you know what? My flight's at 3 or something. I'm going to leave here at 1. And it was great, Lee. It was one of the best things I ever did. I got there early. I didn't have to look at the clock. Security. You go over. There's a restaurant. You know, you go over. You bring a vapor pen with you, a computer. You got your phone. You got a book. You're prepared. Now you don't fly like an animal in comparison to running through the fucking airport, bumping into people, you know, getting on the plane. There's no overhead compartment because you were one of the last ones. Now you got to take a middle seat next to a blind guy with a dog. You know, it never fucking ends. It never fucking ends, man. So at one point you go, how do I do this right? Okay, I got to listen. I was watching the news the other night, you know, get to the airport 3 hours before. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no.
An hour before, you're good. You check your luggage, you stop, you get something to eat, you got a newspaper, your joint's still in you, you know, that THC is still burning, so you're good before you get on the plane and take the edible. You didn't take no edibles tonight, did you?
Yes, I did. What?
I don't see them.
I did too take edibles, but the one thing I will say is you do need TSA pre-check because some of those airports an hour isn't enough time.
Oh, no. It's a fucking nightmare. Even cleared. But you got to, what this is telling me now is that something else is coming.
Like an attack or something?
No attack. This is going to be now. Clear is always packed.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-check is always packed. So now any day they're going to have luxury VIP.
I think they already have that. Don't they have that where like you can go to like a special area? Like one of like the air ones will even send a guy to your house. I've seen videos on like the
ambulance.
No, like one of the guys, like a Dubai Airlines or something. They'll send a dude to your house with like a laptop and a printer, and they'll take your bags. They'll give you the boarding pass, so you don't even have to go. You just walk straight to TSA, and you probably don't have to do that.
I flew a couple times this year, and I got to tell you, fuck you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
No, it's okay. Like somebody told me they were delayed 5 hours the other day, and it takes the energy out of my lungs when somebody gets fucking delayed for 5 hours.
When someone else gets delayed?
Oh, it bothers me to no end. Like, what do you do? I've been there where you're fucking delayed 6-7 hours, and you're making calls, you're trying to pull favors, get a helicopter. I remember one time me and Steve Simone got delayed. There were thunderstorms in Atlanta, and the computer service went down.
I remember that.
And fucking Live Nation was like, listen, man, how about you take a helicopter from New Orleans to whatever? It's going to cost you like $2,200, but at least you'll make the gig. And I go, listen, I ain't taking no fucking helicopter. It's over. I'm going home. I'm going home. I've been in an airport for fucking 9 hours. You want me to take a helicopter to do a gig? I smell like a goat. The plane was at 8 a.m. Now it was 6 o'clock at night. And this guy's like, you're going to make it. You're going to be here at 8 o'clock. I don't want to be at 8 o'clock. I've been at airports since 6 in the fucking morning, I'm telling you.
But
Walking around.
Just knowing you, is there ever a situation where you'd get in a helicopter?
If it was the end of the world and I had somebody else's credit card, you bet your ass I'm getting a credit card.
Well, yeah. Well, if it's the end of the world, you'll do a lot of things. But I can't imagine you renting a helicopter to go to a gig.
I mean, if you're getting $22 million for the fucking gig,
Yeah.
you know, like Deion Sanders in between games, you know, he runs a touchdown,
Yeah.
he goes to the Yankees and scores a home run. He's making a couple mil for the day. Fuck. I'll take a helicopter and put 3 of my friends behind me in helicopters. You know what I'm saying?
And where was the helicopter 10 hours ago?
Huh?
Like you might have done a helicopter 10 hours ago.
When?
That day, right? Like if you had been, if they had.
Let's get something straight. I ain't no soldier. I ain't no Marine. I don't ever want to be on a fucking helicopter.
That's what I just said, and you said you kept fighting me on it. I just said that.
No. You said fucking with listen. We talk about helicopters. I don't want to be on a helicopter, but if I had to, you know, if it was the end of the world, I'd have to take a helicopter. My first choice is to get up in the morning and be like James fucking Bond and go, oh, I'm going to call my helicopter.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Let's get this fucking thing started, will you? Oh, shit. It's a beautiful fucking week with more heat, and more heat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to see you, buddy. How you doing?
You know me, dog. Tip top Magoo, always tiptoeing through the tulips, as they say.
Oh, yeah? How was your 4th?
You know, you've been to 1/4, you've been to them all.
Did you watch
the same. You just sit there and wait for George Washington to show up. He never shows, and that's it. I had a quiet 4th, Lee.
Yeah.
You know, I got to start considering my future because I had all these plans for fucking 4th of July. I swear to God, I had 92 plans. And that night, I ended up getting up like at 4:30. I just got up in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep. No anger, no anxiety. Just got up. Came down, watched some TV, smoked a few fucking bong hits. I was fizzizzled. I fucking had some oatmeal. I made that portable oatmeal, you know, that high protein, tastes like ass.
Right.
Tastes terrible oatmeal. This shit out of a package. I'll never do it again. I thought it was supposed to be healthy. I was twitching for like fucking 2 days after that oatmeal. So I went back to bed and I got up fucking 11:30. And I was like, damn, there goes the Yankee game.
Right.
I took a shower and I went outside and I'm like, you know what? Fuck that Yankee game. It was hot on the 4th and it was hot here. And then I went to my neighbor's house, who are great people. Had a great time with the Pumas. And it got to the point where it was so hot, it was uncomfortable to eat. Like you're outside constantly. I had to go in and get a little play with the dog and get cold. And I come out again and see them and I go in. I finally just came home and fucking stayed here.
I don't blame you.
It's too hot.
I was talking to somebody who in New York who grew up in a house for 30 years with no AC. How do you live in a house? Can you imagine that? Like that's what that's like a torture chamber for me.
Well, man, you know, one of my vivid memories as a child, like I still think about this, and when I go to bed at night, I think about this, was when I used to stay at 148th Street at my godmother's house. And at night, I would call for the Cedeños. Like they would go, if you get out of the house at 8, I was like 6, 7, you know, and they lived across the street. It was right across the street. I didn't have to. And you just had to, and they lived on the 4th floor of a 5-story building on 148th and Broadway, across the street from my godmother's. But I still remember going up there and they had like 9 kids and they were all sleeping on the floor with white sheets, and there'd probably be 4 blankets, 4 fans.
Oof.
Blowing, like, you know, medium fans, like jungle fans from Kmart. Those little box fans, you know, like that.
Oh, yeah, I love those box fans.
Fan that'd be going back and forth. None of the fans matched, you know. Father had 9 kids, you know. But I still remember going back to my house, my apartment, my godmother's, and she had air conditioning.
Oh.
Then going to 205 West 88th Street. My mother didn't move without air conditioning. So I got to learn that. I got to see these people. But then there was a lot of times when I lived in North Bergen, I didn't have air.
Really?
You know, and you live underneath, like you live like in a basement apartment. That's great. It stays a little cool. But you get a fan at night. At night, you're up. There's a week in, when I was growing up, there was always a week in July or August that you just didn't sleep. It was too hot to sleep.
Oh, I've had AC break, and I get it if you're broke, because trust me, there's people, AC is expensive. I just got one. But this girl, the thing that got me about it, her family has a house with a pool. They just didn't want, their parents didn't want AC. Can you imagine actively not choosing?
I've been to a lot of homes where people would say to you, we don't need AC. We just open up the windows in the summertime and it's cool. And you're there at 8 o'clock and you're like, fuck you. This is not comfortable at all in July. You know, but there's people who enjoy that. I grew up with, air conditioners in the window.
Yeah, me too.
In LA, you don't even have heat in your apartment. There's those 2 months in November, December, you freeze. There's no fucking heat. Nobody ever talks about there's no heat in LA. None of those apartments have a heater. They got one of those little heaters from 1940 on the wall.
Yeah.
And if you try lighting that motherfucker,
yeah,
it goes on fire. There's dead rats in there and mice.
For everyone who doesn't know, it blew my mind when I got to LA.
Blew your fucking mind. There's no heat in LA, guys. So if you move to LA in the winter, like November, December, you freeze in a fucking old school apartment. Hollywood, Studio City, you fucking freeze, man.
They haven't updated anything since, I think you're right, like the 40s or 50s. And it's just like this, it's like basically like a metal toaster on the side of your wall with that in a house that probably has asbestos in it. And there's a little flame. It's like a wall furnace. It's not even electric. There's like a little gas flame. And I'm a kid from the suburbs of Boston, and I had to light this thing. And it wasn't like you could set it to a temperature. It's not like, oh, I would like it 73 in here. It's either off or 1,000, and only in one spot. Like that was crazy.
Oh. Listen, one of my best friends, still, I just spoke to her Saturday. I was at a barbecue. She called me to ask me a question. She still lives on Schrader in Hollywood.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
That fucking building hasn't had air since 1928. And she leaves the window. She lives upstairs. She leaves the windows open. You know, she puts the fan on. She finally broke down and bought something for the apartment. But she's got no fucking heat, and she definitely got no air conditioning. All those places were built in the 40s, guys. That's what a lot of people don't understand, like the 40s and 30s. Burbank, you got no. Do you remember when we started the podcast, the apartment I lived at, Compton?
Yeah, of course.
We had Mercy's office. Okay. That one had a thing in the hallway.
It had a window unit.
No, it had one on the wall. Like this.
The heater. Okay, got it.
I'll never forget going under there with a fucking lighter with the thing. Dog, I almost blew up the fucking house. I saw that gas go. Woof. I was like, enough. It looks like you're putting on a robe, Terry Clark.
Isn't that the scariest thing in your life?
Oh, and then when we lived in Hollywood, that building is even older.
Wow.
I still remember leaving Hollywood and going to that neighborhood with my wife and looking at the building, and that building is about to tip over. Next to the Gay and Lesbian Center on fucking Gardner there.
Doesn't one of the guys from the I don't want to say his name and tell you where he lives, but yeah, that's crazy. Okay,
my old apartment. I paid $700. He's paying $2,100. Who's the smart one?
Probably. It's still rent controlled, but yeah. So, anyways, about that apartment.
Yeah, you can hear when there was an earthquake, you can hear the bricks grinding. Like, shh. It was fucking scary. So we're there and we're dying of, it's November. We're fucking dying one night. And we actually went. Like, we're like, what the fuck is this compartment there? Like, Terry had lived there for 4 years, and this thing stuck out the floor. So we ripped the carpet, and I went in there and ripped it. Oh, my God. It was like a heater that you had to, like, fucking play the organ. You had to have like, a little organ grinder. This building, who knows how old this fucking building was? It was ratted out. When I took the thing, there was a dead rat in there, like the skeleton that came up with the fucking heater. We had to carry it downstairs, me and Terry. We had to fill in the fucking hole in the ground. It's really insane when you move to Hollywood and you move into some of those apartments and go, Okay, I'm in Hollywood. Things
Oh
are
yeah.
looking really bright.
I would have loved to have known how old that rat skeleton was, because that wasn't like a new rat. That was
No,
like 50s
no,
rat.
there was no hair on it. It was just a fucking skeleton. I'll never forget. There was a comic I was friends with in Seattle. Good dude. I ain't gonna drop his name and shit because he might get his feelings hurt.
Okay.
When I first got to LA, I was having problems with this girl. And I'm like, I got to get my own apartment. Well, you put the word on the street and people reached out like, I got a great apartment. And I went out to his apartment. His apartment was like fucking all the way out there in Hollywood, like where the Western. He lived in those neighborhoods down there. Right.
Okay.
And I'm desperate. I got he's like, listen, you can move with $200. And I never forget walking up the stairs and smelling fucking foods from other countries and shit. It's hot. And now you're walking in the building and you smell like every level had like Russian, Salvadorian, Hindu. And as I got to the fourth floor, like the Bruce Lee floor, I was like,
This is a good floor.
This ain't gonna fucking happen.
Oh.
And I'm taking my $200 and going, my brother, and I started living in the hotel.
That's better. Dude, there's some.
Nah, that hotel was not better at that time.
Oh, maybe not. But
this was 98. And here's what's crazy.
Okay.
4 years later, I ended up moving there.
To that building?
Street from that hotel. Yeah, with Terry. That's where we got the apartment.
Okay, but not the building with the floors and. I thought you were saying you moved back into the building.
That was the building we lived in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Across the street from that was what happens when people come from other countries, like students, and they travel? It was a hostel, and they did comedy there. Remember?
Yeah.
They used to do comedy.
I remember hearing about it. I don't think they do it
Wednesday nights and all that shit. But before that was a hostel. That was a weekly hotel. You were allowed to stay for 19 nights in a row, and then you had to move to the other hotel and then come back 19 days later. I just went on the road and then would come back and stay there. Right. The other hotel was far. I didn't like it. It was dark as shit. A lot of creepy people. It was up on the way to the 101 on Cahuenga. I don't want to stay up there by Cahuenga.
Right.
This was in Hollywood, right off Sunset Strip. I don't know what it was a week. I just said, fuck it. I broke down, the bathrooms at the end of the hall. Everybody got fungus on their feet. People are drinking. People are doing drugs. People are yelling. I used to just go home at night, close the door, and fucking write jokes and finish my Coke. I had to put like double locks on the door. Like you have to lock the door and then put like a chair against it.
And you would stay there for 19 nights, and I can't like the fact that you were scared because I don't know, you were a tough guy. Like me, I could see myself putting a.
Well, people were yelling all night. It was like being in prison. You hear people yelling, it's fucking. When is somebody gonna knock out my door with a knife?
Oh,
I wasn't scared of like the cry. It was Hollywood. It was, before you moved to Hollywood when?
2011.
All right. When I moved to Hollywood in 97, if you walked on Hollywood Boulevard, it was a fucking dump.
Oh, I'm sure. I never even lived in Hollywood. I lived in the Valley only because,
It was a fucking dump. I'll never forget, like, having a few dollars in my pocket and staying at that creepy hotel, waking up on a Monday morning, hungover to the gills. I was at the store the night before. I still got Coke in my nose. I'm fucking walking on Hollywood Boulevard. And what I would see on Hollywood Boulevard would go, how do people come here?
Right.
I'm not fucking coming here. These people need fucking help. Why would you pay to come to put flowers on? People were pissing on them and shit at that time. I'm not kidding you. But the fucking, the thing that took the cake was, they were on the corner there. When I first moved to LA, there was like a diner type thing, but it was all people. It was, it was real trannies, the ones that put the wig on and they fucking put heels on, but they're really men. This is 97. Nobody was doing operations and shit like that.
No.
And we're not going to call it the other thing because it wasn't. This was Crack Ho Central. Thursday nights, they did comedy and singing and poetry. And one of my friends from acting class was doing a set, and she begged me, please, please, please. It's like a 7 o'clock set. Oh my God, what I saw in there. It was nuts. Guys with wigs, people fucking naked. It was insane. But they served food there. It was like a cafe fucking.
I thought you were going to say you were following your dreams of comedy. What are you talking about food?
Crazy. So I wake up hungover and there's nowhere else to eat on Hollywood Boulevard. And I walk into that fucking place at 7 in the morning, 9 in the morning to eat.
How hungry were you? Why didn't you just go get a bag of chips?
Listen, because I wanted some eggs. I needed some healthy food. I had drugs in my system. What do you think? I had problems. When you have problems, you need grease. Chips ain't going to help. So I walked into this place and I got like 2 eggs, the whole fucking schmear, bacon. Dog, when they brought the bacon back, they brought it on one dish, like to be nice, like they put 3 slices on one dish.
Right.
It was on a bed of grease. Remember when my cousin Vinny, when they gave him the grits?
Holy
the eggs
shit.
were fucking, they smelled terrible, the eggs. I remember paying like the $10, $12, getting up and telling that tranny chef to go fuck himself.
Oh, even the chef was a tranny?
Not a tranny like today, but the wig with
right.
the fucking heels and the Adam's apple, and they'd sing songs and shit.
I'm surprised they were even open.
What's that?
I'm surprised. Why are they open at 7 in the morning for breakfast? Like, what is who's even in there? Like, were they surprised you came in?
Other people in there.
What were they eating?
Dick. I don't fucking know. They would just,
How do you have any balls to say anything about the food I ever ate? What do you?
Well, it's not like I sat there and ate it and then went back 2 days later. You filthy fucking animal.
Maybe you did. I don't know. You
tasted. I looked at that bacon. It smelled like fucking dog. It was like the Mike Vick Luck special or some shit. I was like, I ain't eating this. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about BetterHelp. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
We're back. We're back, Jack. Just remember. See, once I went to that diner, I always remembered that diner. And when I signed up with BetterHelp 3 years ago, I brought that diner up. So that's why once I spoke about that diner in LA, I had to bring up.
What did you tell? Why did you? I mean, I don't want to cross any boundaries, but why were you talking about a diner in therapy?
Because it still drove me crazy. That bacon, 3 slices of bacon on a dish of grease, Lee. If they would have put paper on it, like it would have looked a little better. I mean, it was just, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not trying to be funny. It was unedible. Hollywood Boulevard was not good, Lee. In 97, then they rebuilt. They started, and by 2003, it was fucking. I remember that I had a club right down the block from my house walking. That's where they did the longest yard party. When I got the invite to that, I'm like, no. I don't have to. They were like, we'll send the car for you. What, for 40 yards?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I still would have taken the car.
No, it was up the corner. And then the reason we moved is because we were surrounded with clubs. Hollywood had become something completely fucking different. Completely different than when we got there. It was a dump when I got there. By 2005, 6, 7, at least it looked okay compared to the people you used to see walking around there at night. They were groovy fucking ghoulies, man. It was not good. I'm telling you. It was not fucking good, man.
I think those were the people that got pushed up to the valley or something. Is that what they did?
No, those people just got killed. Those groovy ghoulies, somebody just bust them to fucking Vegas to a fucking Molly party where everybody dies. I don't fucking know. It was not good. But then all that got cleaned up, and then the homeless came. And
so they weren't even homeless?
No, not like they were when we left. No.
Oh, okay. But what were the creepy ghoulies?
Just people who hung out on Hollywood Boulevard, man. Like,
oh shit! I thought they were homeless people.
When I first moved to LA, I lived in. Me and Dad got an apartment. We lived in Hollywood by La Brea.
Okay.
La Brea and Hollywood, those apartment buildings there, there's like 3 or 4 of them as you're going up towards the Comedy Store. We lived there. So we would walk to Hollywood at night. And there was, at that time, there was like an ice cream shop in the corner. It was still kind of nice, you know. But when you got into the middle, McDonald's, the fucking anti-wax museum. Who goes to a wax museum unless you're fucking creeped out? You ever go down there like the Chinese people taking picture of a wax? You're taking picture with Charles Manson. He's in wax.
What is that, like Madame Tussauds or something?
Yeah, Madame Tussauds. All those creepy people. Who's going to hang out with? They sit there next to the wax. Then you had the superheroes down there, the Spider-Mans, and they were beating each other up. They were all on meth. You never seen a documentary about that shit?
I have. Dude, I've seen that. And then my favorite is a picture of he looked like and he probably a very nice gentleman, but he was like 45, like a Mexican dude, and he was wearing like a Minnie Mouse costume, and he was just this might have been in New York, but he was wearing a Minnie Mouse, had the head off, smoking a cigarette, and it was fucking Minnie Mouse, but he's like a 45-year-old Mexican dude.
And a bunch of kids were seeing him, and they started crying.
Oh,
that's what happened. Some fucking kid in LA was smoking in like a Batman suit or some shit. Some guy was shooting heroin or playing the piano, and some kid started crying.
And listen, that document I've seen it was like called like the Superman of Hollywood or something. I've seen it.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
That's the crazy part about LA is the dude dressing up to take pictures on Hollywood Boulevard for tips. In his mind is a star. Like a superstar.
Well, let's get back to basics here, okay? I don't know if you remember this. I used to buy Coke from the Martel Cartel, right? And I love it. Now, when I started hanging out with the Martel Cartel, it was a white dude and 2 black dudes.
Okay.
Then they got robbed at gunpoint right on Martel. And that's how I became friends with them. I go, what kind of drug dealers don't have a gun? And they're like, well, we never thought of it. You never thought of it? I had a gun hidden over where Ralphie lived. And I brought it to them. I go, it's yours. I don't want no money for it. Just give me like a gram of Coke. They're like, is it clean? Who cares? Just hide it. I don't know if somebody got shot with it. Don't worry where I got it from. So
just hide it. Were they like, it sounds like they were like very nerdy. Were they nerds?
No. These guys were from Oakland. 2 of them were from Oakland, but they didn't know that they were going to get robbed with guns. And I asked them, you don't have a gun?
Fuck.
Then they bought out the white dude or they beat him up. I don't know what happened to him, right?
Yeah, bought him out.
And then the big black dude left. He hooked up with a chick and left. So my buddy, my dear friend, D Money, stayed and ran it. But at the same time, he lost a roommate. So he brought a chick in there that lived upstairs. He lived downstairs in the bedroom. And I told you about this. What do you put your hands for?
Because I have a question, but go ahead.
Go ahead, hit me with the question.
Why does a drug dealer need a roommate? How bad of a drug dealer? What are you talking about? How expensive is rent?
They lived on Martel. They had that expensive side up the corner by the Jewish school. Remember the Jewish school with the security and shit? They were up there. So it was a nice place. He needed a roommate, just somebody to watch, somebody he knew. So he moved like his aunt down. His aunt lived upstairs, but then his cousin lived in Hollywood. The cousin would break his balls, but his cousin was either one of those dudes, Spider-Man on Hollywood Boulevard, and his name was Who Dat? That's what we called him, Who Dat? Little black dude, not all that. On the spectrum, and on the black spectrum, that's something completely different, right? Because that's just different. And I liked him. I got along with him. So I went there at night to blow coke, to get Coke. And he would always be there, but they didn't have a room for him. So they rented him the closet under the stairs. Remember I told you about this? He lived in that little closet. He had like a little light. He had like a little refrigerator by the way the door opened. Bro, it was beautiful in there. I would have rented it for $200 at that time. And a shower, it was beautiful.
They had a shower under the closet?
No, he had a shower in the kitchen, like close to him. But he lived in he was the man in the closet. You know what I'm saying? So
I never heard of that. You might have talked about it. I don't remember the man in the closet.
Yeah, D Money is Don Sleazy. That's his other street name. Don Sleazy, D Money. So D Money rented it to him, and I would go there at night. Who Dat? What's up? And there were nights that him and Who Dat would gamble, and they would play, those fucking basketball games and NFL with whatever, and they would lose. And I'd get there, and he'd go, "Who Dat? You owe me $10." And Who Dat would go, "I don't have it." We'll get in the closet. until you get like Mush from fucking Bronx Tale. He used to send them to the closet, and who that would go, I don't give a fuck, man. That's my little condo in there. And he had like this.
He's like Harry Potter of the drug dealer world. What are you? I've never heard of this thing, and he's like, I don't want to put it out there, but like, did he retire or is it still going on?
Well, I don't know who that is. Who that's in the Spider-Man Hall of Fame. My buddy is still in LA. He slings part-time. He drives an Uber. He's mature now. He's got a little clientele. He's always made great money, you know. Good guy. I miss him a lot. You know, after I stopped doing blow, I was still great friends with him because I loved him and he loved me. That dude still calls me. Checks in. I still call him. And I prefer he asks about my wife. He asks about my daughter. Yeah, we just became friends after that.
And I'm sure now he doesn't, but like did he ever try to get you to go back?
Not one.
That's really cool. Okay.
Because I'll never forget, like I quit and I stayed away from him for like 2 weeks. And I remember I did something with Rogan and I got paid cash. And I owed him like, I don't know, $250, something like that. And I remember I put, he liked hats. At that time, somebody was sending me a lot of those, you know, hats that you, not the Kangols, but the other ones, like the ones that people smoke with to look cool.
Right.
He liked those. And there was a company that was sending them to me. So I put 3 hats. I put the cash in there. And I'll never forget, I just swung by his house after Vegas and knocked on his door. And he goes, where you been, man? What's going on? And nobody's heard from me. And I go, I stopped snorting because I had to disappear from the store too. The week I quit coke was the week Marilyn Martinez died. So I was clean like 4 days. When I got back from Jersey, I didn't get high in Jersey. That's crazy. I got the call when I was in Jersey and Marilyn died. I flew back to LA, and then a couple of days later, it was a wake. When I was headed to Marilyn's, I stopped and bought a gram of coke.
Really?
But I got into an argument at Marilyn's with a producer, and when I left, I was so mad. I gave the gram of coke away. That saved my life, and that was the last time I walked in the store after that night.
Right. I forgot about that. And that was right around that time.
That was 2007. So I disappeared. When I quit coke, I just disappeared. Nobody knew that I had quit. But I
and were you in the Valley at this point?
No.
Okay.
I was still in Hollywood. And I remember I did New Year's with Joe.
Okay.
And then the first week of January, we always did Cobb's.
Okay.
He was on Fear Factor. I think, like when he was on Fear Factor, we'd always do Cobb's the first week of January.
Right.
And I remember this year, and by that point, I had been clean 3.5 weeks, the whole month of December, and 2 weeks in January. I was like, when is this going to end? Because I made it through Christmas. I made it through New Year's. I think I stayed in for New Year's that year. Like I had to.
Yeah. Just so you wouldn't be tempted?
Yeah, I just had to. And the rest is history. That was 17 fucking years ago this November. That's fucking
so crazy.
Insane.
That's awesome.
Insane, man.
Do you have anything planned for 20? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Mexico and snort some coke. No. Nothing. It's forgotten. It's something that happened and I moved on from it. That was it. Like the many other things I've just looked at and said, you know what? I'm not doing it no more. And I just moved away and that's it. Sometimes it's better to quit when you're quitting when you're ahead and quitting is 2 different things, right?
Oh, well, yeah. No one's going to look down on you for quitting coke.
Yeah.
You're like, I do. Oh, but like, you don't really, like you talk about it, but it's not really like, do you ever think about like how crazy it is? Like you stayed sober, not crazy, but it's impressive that you stayed sober this long or anything like that, or just you couldn't even think about doing it now.
Because of the promises I made, I can't go back to it. You know, I can't. I know that the first time it'd be in my possession, you know, like even when I used to get it dropped off at the office for certain friends of ours. I never touched it. I make them put it behind the frame.
Oh, you wouldn't even physically touch the bag.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Wouldn't touch it. Leave it there. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. It's not for me. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man.
That's really awesome. Because I can imagine when did you stop having like urges? Like how long did it take for that to leave?
I don't know. I don't remember, but there's something about closing one door and opening up another sometimes. Like there's just something about that. And while it's happening, you feel it. It's like Sheryl Crow once said, don't quit or something until the magic happens or something like that. Everybody quits before the magic happens or something like that.
Right.
And it was just when you're going through something like that, like we were talking about stand-up this morning, you and I.
Yes.
And a situation in your life when all the stars align and there's a green light and the universe says, Joey, this looks like this must be it.
Right.
I can't imagine. I mean, I wanted to have this feeling as an adult, making a mistake, a big mistake, and then I did when I was 24, which is however old I was, which is a college age, and I look at college students, their father's an architect, something always points you to do what your father did or your family members. That's not the case anymore.
No.
I got 2 or 3 friends that they're about to close a business when they die because the kids don't want it.
Yeah, there's that too. I didn't even think about that.
That's going on right now. A lot of people don't want to take on the family business, but it's so weird when everything aligns for you and you have to take this opportunity. There's an opportunity that just drops. They don't drop much. But when they do, you got to take this opportunity. Because obviously, one, you got nothing else going on. You're a fucking bum like me. These opportunities don't come out like this. They just don't. And when I saw the opportunity to get away from that whole life, like just waking up thinking about coke, I still remember like the first month feeling really good about focusing on stand-up.
Okay.
Because let's say you have a problem in your life. It could be anything. It could be drugs. It could be a woman. It could be a man. It could be you're stuck somewhere. What are we talking about?
You were talking about like running with something.
Running with something. And all of a sudden, you could get away from that thing. Because at first, that thing becomes like a part of your normal life, right? You're like, this is the way life should be. I got to feel like this every day. And then one day you go, no, I don't. No, I don't need to feel like this every day. Like, I don't like her or I don't like it could be 1,000 things. But could you imagine me signing up, taking 5 years of college to become a major in something, going to college, getting a job, and you just don't feel it?
Oh, yeah. I think that happens all the time.
All the time about college students. I think about it with adults.
I mean, yeah, it happened. Look at me. I'm not doing editing, but even then, imagine spending, like, I went to art school. It was kind of expensive, but imagine if you were like a lawyer or a doctor, and at the end of that, you're like, oh, shit, I don't like this, but my parents are $300,000 in the hole now.
Here's what I'm saying to you, but when you're doing like right now, the position you're in with stand-up, you got a day job. You do some great places with Josh. You do some mediocre places on your own. And you're always open and micing it. And you're always hustling at night, right? That's the fucking plan. This is what you want to do. There's an opposite, like, I can't imagine getting up at night to do like a fucking paper. Like, you ever see those business meetings on TV? So give us the report, Joey. The report is the annual sales report. When I watch those things, I could just imagine being in those things and like looking out the window, just like looking, and like everybody's like with their fucking glass waters, making believe they enjoy this fucking dead water. You know, I would just jump right out of one of those windows with that fucking suit on, you know, and those tight shoes, and you got to be politically correct in those rooms. Think about it. When I started this journey, let's be honest, you know, my biggest mistakes in life have been when I try to be John Mulaney, you know,
Right.
and that's happened in every facet of my life. You know, when I was young, I was going to be in international law. Are you fucking kidding me, you Fred Flintstone looking motherfucker? You walk into a bank in Colombia, they're going to just laugh at you, you know, like that type of shit. Like, you know, and I would go, what am I thinking? I'll just be a bum attorney. I represent DUIs and falls and shit, you know. You can see me
You're so
on.
mean to yourself. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe after the coke and like prison, you couldn't be an international attorney, but you could have before then. No, you don't think so?
You know what those guys look like? They speak different. They smoke skinny cigarettes and shit. They got like blonde wives. I'm a bum. You know, I can't fucking do that shit. But I can't imagine. The moral of the story is going to school for 5 years and not liking it. And I was talking to you this morning from the heart. We were really going at it about comedy.
Uh-huh.
And I thought about my apartment in Boulder. I thought about how horrible my life was then. Like, to get up in an apartment, no air conditioner.
Oh.
No,
well, that was the Rocky apartment too.
Yeah, no air conditioner, but there was no sunlight. The cocaine froze that apartment, like the coke in the walls and on the carpeting and shit, you know. But I still remember waking up there and like waking up with like I wake up here in the morning, I can make a protein shake. I could wait for my wife and I can make that fucking portable oatmeal in the package. I don't even know why I bought this. It just said high protein. And I remember when I went to college that if you eat oatmeal for breakfast, it goes a longer way. So what are we talking? Oh, you know, I got all these options in the morning. I got an apple, I got water, I got a fucking liquid IV if I want it.
Right.
When I woke up in that apartment, I had a fat tire.
Oh, beer. Jesus.
Beer. If I wanted water, I drank it out of a fucking faucet. Like, I didn't even have glasses in that apartment.
Damn. So, okay. And why were you thinking about this apartment?
Because I was fucking cooking with gas in that apartment in more ways than one, comedy-wise.
Right.
Never mind the drugs and the sex and all that stupidity. But what was going on there comedy-wise, I could never recreate that feeling again. When you have that enthusiasm, you're broke, you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do a spot tonight. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. People are knocking on your door. You have the rent money? Yeah, tomorrow. Nothing else matters. You got a spot tonight. Something could happen. You're going to try out that new joke. You know, I didn't know how to put jokes together in 95. I just learned how to put a joke together when I got to the Comedy Store.
Wow.
Before that, I was just like, you know, whatever.
But you think you were still cooking with gas? Like what do you mean by that? Then if you weren't really,
I was living my dream.
God.
No matter what I was going through. I was living my dream and I was in full control of this bitch, drugs included. I had made terms with myself. I made deals with myself that I'm going to keep doing this as long as I get up on stage every night. I could keep doing this. This is my playground. But when I got home at night, I used to look at the clubs and write down the clubs I would fucking want to be at. I still remember coming home in that apartment, crying many a nightly. Many a night. You know, bombing and then going home and going like what you were saying, I don't want to make a mistake and my career's over. Listen, my career was over every night the first 10 years, okay? You know, you get some bright spots here and there, but I would go home and cry. You know, once the coke would wear off, I would always cry. But, you know, you just ate a bag of dicks. You've been doing comedy for 4 years. You just want to get out. You just want to be seen, but you also want to get good, you know, and there's no, and I can imagine that, like being a fighter and getting the call, you're going to fight in the UFC October 25th. It's fucking July right now. How do you act tomorrow morning? How do you act?
Go crazy.
Well, now it's in your hands. And that's what I'm trying to say. Cooking with gas, even if I was broke at that time, going through a divorce, I was still cooking with gas. I look at that and I'm so fucking happy that whatever was going on externally, it was going to go. I still had to do my shit and get on stage every night.
Yeah. And did it help when you were going through shit that was hard? Did going on stage when you do well, would it make better than therapy, better than how did that make you feel?
Listen, man, there's something about going for something when you're not good at it. Like going, there's just, I don't know. It's like becoming a carpenter the first week. You've been a helper for 5 years. Now this guy goes, you're a carpenter. You're going to build that side of the house. So you're going to put that wall up. And you start studying shit. And you start paying attention. And, just like what you're doing. Going to watch comics until you got to call the headline yourself. What a journey that was that night.
I know, that was so great.
And these are the things you got to write down because they're not going to be that good every day.
What do you mean write them down? Journal about it?
That's something I didn't do. Write those things down. The night that you were going to go see Michael Yo. And you got to call the headline 2 hours before you got in the car to go see Michael Yo.
Right.
Because believe it or not, you were still putting an effort in that night. Whether you were going to see Michael Yo or Joey Diaz or whoever. Tim Magoo, it didn't matter.
Right.
You were still going to work on your craft that night because you were going to be a part of it. You went there to get inspired, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Who gives a fuck?
That is crazy. I need to write it. I don't. My comedy or whatever life wise, my instinct is always to focus on the the negative and what I don't have. And yeah, you're right. A lot of good stuff has happened.
I'm watching all these consumers. I'm watching all these consumers that have no idea what they're watching, whether it's Dave Chappelle, whether it's Bert Kreischer, whether it's Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe, That's why on this podcast, I stress the journey. Because these people are just seeing these guys. They just pop up the way people would pop up in my life. Mm-hmm. They just pop up. And it's just really weird that this is a journey. I don't want people to watch Dave Chappelle or Joe Rogan and go, you know what? I'm doing that.
Or just know how long it's going to take.
They don't know. And this journey is fucking the best, one of the best journeys you'll ever take. This is like joining the fucking army as a grunt and staying in for 30 years and shooting 80 people and having a house here and, having a house there. You put up with some shit those 30 years, but what a fucking journey it's been. And that's what I'm finding out now, that the comedy is a fucking journey. And these people who watch it, there's so many, listen, Hollywood is filled with little comedy rooms now,
Oh, yeah, I've heard a couple about them, yeah.
Stand-up comedy is booming like it never has before. People getting in it, people dropping out, people putting on shows. It's very impressive. It's very impressive that I listen, but that the last 15 years of comics has really done more than the 100 years before that. Before George Carlin, like George Carlin, Pryor, Lenny Bruce, now, there are so many comics.
Well, and that's all I was just thinking about because, and tell me if I'm wrong, but when I was younger, I remember you saw the people who had specials. And now it seems like as a fan, we've gotten to watch, because I'm including myself as a fan, we've gotten to watch the openers because they come on the podcast or they put out their own podcast. And now they're starting to headline. And it's it's almost you got to watch, people are actually watching the minor leagues. And it's I'm so thankful for it.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to play bocce.
Okay.
And I played against a kid that was obviously a fan. Nice kid, really sweet, you know. When I play bocce, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm focused on this fucking game. He was talking to me, and I answered what I could, you know, being focused on the game. We took a picture afterward. We had a nice time, but he asked me, I really thought, listen, I'm an anal motherfucker. I think about shit 10 weeks later. But he asked me, how long have I known Theo for? And when I told him about 24 years, he goes, no way. He goes, how long do you know Bill Burr for? I go, 97. Come on. How long do you know Joe Rogan? 97. How? And he couldn't believe it. I go, what did you think happened? That these guys, we just popped up one day. We just started walking up on, and listen, don't get me wrong. I thought when I saw a special on HBO, I thought it was a guy walking into a club and just doing 45 minutes.
Yeah, I remember you saying it, but
I got my own problems.
I know at least from my perspective, I knew it was work, but like you hear the word industry planned. The only way when I was growing up, was Comedy Central. It was Comedy Central, and that was really, they didn't have Evening at the Improv, I don't think. At least I don't remember it.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have HBO, but some people had HBO. But
what I don't understand is there's so much stand-up on the streets right now, but no stand-up on TV. And when I got into comedy in 91, guys, I know you guys like checking facts. We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes, but I still remember, I can name 5 comedy shows. MTV Kamikaze Hour, Evening at the Improv, the A-list with Rosie O'Donnell, and then she quit and they gave it to Bobby Collins as the host. And there was another one that was
Comic View.
And I'm not even counting those. They were all over TV. When I got into comedy, I still remember before I got on stage, I still remember seeing Felicia Michaels live from San Francisco.
On Star Search, right?
No. On TV, half-hour comedy hour.
Oh, wow, okay.
They called it, in fact, Jimmy Florentine did it. And the guy who put him on, they're best friends now. That guy ended up becoming a comic.
Oh, shit, okay.
On Jameson.
Oh, yeah.
So in 90, 91, 92, I sat at home and watched. And you had In Living Color. And you had House of Buggin'. You had Mad TV didn't come on till 97. Yeah, but that came on 97. You know who the first guest host was? Roseanne Barr. You know who was the stand-up comic?
Who?
Doug Stanhope.
Oh, snap. He was on TV?
If you could find it. Yeah, you could find it. The first episode of Mad TV.
What did he... what jokes did he do that he were TV safe? Like that.
Gotta watch it. I don't even remember. I remember that it was coming on and I had a show that night and I didn't have a VCR. I'm a broke comic. I live in a basement 8 feet from dog shit, you know. So, but it's pretty interesting. And I keep forgetting to mention this on this podcast that it's a fucking journey, man. It was, you know, for me, it was all of the fucking 90s and all of the fucking 2000s. You know, it's crazy, Lee. It's fucking crazy.
It's awesome. And yeah, but it's it's just boggling my mind a little bit, like how I still have a lot of time. Like a lot of time.
You have a lot of time.
Work.
You got to remember, man, before anything happened, I did close to a 4-year stint with Ralphie. When I was broke, he was broke. And we went back, we drank vodka, Bloody Marys, you know, and looking back, those are great memories. I still remember getting the fucking turkey and him deep frying it and us being in his backyard at fucking 6 a.m. At that time, there used to be a daycare, a Russian daycare next
Okay.
door behind El Compadre and shit. And they was like their own little private. They had the kids glow in the dark there. They had no lights and shit. Long fucking. And I still remember that we were still eating turkey. Me, Ralphie, Jay Moore, 10 of us eating fucking turkey, deep fried turkey, and not one of us having a fucking bank account.
Wow.
Like Ralphie, Josh Wolf, 10 people that now are great comics. They work all the time. But Jay Moore, this is before they started more sports.
Wow.
A lot of people don't remember that shit.
I couldn't imagine him without a bank account.
Ralphie was still living at Schrader. Gardner, whatever the fuck it was. Gardner, Schrader. I'm not making cocktails. I didn't have my fucking thing wasn't cold enough to water, so I went upstairs. I got 20,000 mugs. Do you know that?
Right.
Do you understand that? I got every company. Name a company. I got Chinese companies that send you these fucking mugs. I got mugs. I've thrown away 200 fucking mugs the last couple of years. I got mugs for everybody. A car dealer, fucking my geek company, any sponsors. Everybody sends you a mug. And I've been sitting here drinking out of these fucking plastic bottles. God knows where they've been floating. You ever drink those bottles? You're like, you know what? I know a friend who used to pee in these things.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
And these things are fucking recyclable and whatnot.
I didn't know you cared about the environment that much.
What do you got this week, Tarzan?
Bunch. Tonight, if you're listening to this, I'm at the Union Tavern in Somerville. Friday, I'm at.
When is that?
The 9th.
The 9th. That's Tuesday night.
Yep, the day it comes out. And then Friday night, I'm at the City Winery in Boston. And then Saturday night, I'm at the Syracuse Funny Bone.
Oh, shit. My old stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah. I was there New Year's Eve.
I probably still got a warrant. You there New Year's Eve or last
I was there New Year's Eve.
Sesame Peluso, correct?
No, that was Sarah Colonna.
Sarah Colonna. All right. Look at you making fucking waves in the comedy midnight underworld and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Tarzan.
That's it. I'm really happy.
You're really happy? What are you happy about? You got an umbrella or something?
I wish. I have some cool stuff coming up. Maybe next week I'll announce a show that I'm really excited about. And it's I appreciate like when I get to talk to you about stuff that like it's turning into a little bit more than just a hobby now. Like I never treated it like a hobby, but like it's cool to get to move up the ladder a little bit.
Like I said, in that little apartment, it got real.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always told you that, I got on stage July of 91. Come on, man. I had no clue what was going on. I was too busy talking to girls and going through a divorce, and I didn't know what was going on. When I came to New York, it all focused, like it all shut down, and I was put on a path. And that path lasted for about 18 months. And then I actually picked it up a little bit. And then throughout the levels, you got to pick it up. You got to sharpen your things across,
Yeah.
I don't know how I fucking did it. I just still laughed my ass off. I just had fun, and I'm happy that you're having fun now. All right, brother?
I love you, buddy.
I love you. Have a great week, and I'll see the rest of you motherfuckers out there. I got no dates. I got no books. I got nothing but a fucking fungi toenail still, and I still got no passport. So if you can help me out, give me a call. If not, I'll see you next week. Stay black.